I'm about to cry now because I miss my father every single day. But I haven't left my children, and I'll never leave my children, and I'm there for my children. And you said a very important word there. You said intentionality. I think that's important because if my sons come over for 2 days, for those 2 days is very intentional parenting. It's very focused. It's very directed. I would argue that Andrew Tate, for 2 days, focused and directed, will be a better influence on boys than 12 hours a day, every day for most of these normal dudes sitting around on the couch ignoring their kids. So we have to also keep in mind intentionality and potency. And we also have to keep in mind financial capability. Elon can raise 14 children. He can simply afford it. I can simply afford to have 14 kids. These kids are not abandoned in any way. I speak to them on the phone every single day. I see them all the time, 2, 3, 4 times a week. So this is just another attack vector that's used against me because, you know, it's hard to call me stupid and it's hard to call me broke and it's hard to call me unsuccessful. So the easiest attack vector on me is to call me a bad person. So they simply say Andrew Tate's bad. Well, why is he bad? Oh, because he doesn't see his kids. How the fuck do you know? How the fuck do you know? Oh, because he hates women. Says who? Oh, I made a joke. Sure, I made a joke. I hate women. Well, how come I have so many women around me if I hate them and I'm such a bad person, I'm so mean? Oh, but he was accused. Accused by who? Romania? Like, this is all garbage, right? There's nothing I enjoy more than being a father. I love being a father, and I love raising my children. I think it's the most beautiful thing on the planet. I always say to people, there's nothing more important than having kids. I advocate for it all the time. And I would argue Elon does the same. But I'm also a full-grown man with a mission to complete, and I have lots to do. And sometimes I cannot be sitting at home with the kid, playing kid things, because I have to do big, important things. And my son will call me after he's finished karate and he's beat some kid's ass, and I'll say, good job, you're living up to the Tate name. Now I have to go beat the prosecutor's ass, and we're warriors, and I'll see you in 2 days. The jet will be waiting. See you soon, son. And everyone's going to attack me and insult me, and that's fine. But is that very interesting, what your father said about who the man you are today, right? Can't you judge by results? Isn't that how we're supposed to operate anyway? The whole scientific method is you do X, Y, Z, what is the outcome? So your father did what he did to make you who you are. I saw my father about the same, and I am who I am. And I see my kids more than my dad saw me. And also, I have a lot more financial capability and fame and influence than my dad had. And he managed to raise me one of the most influential people on the planet. So I'm very sure my kids will be fine. And all my haters and detractors, the little pastor in Nebraska who thinks he's a tough guy, I would argue, and I state this is not hyperbole. I would argue that my sons will beat your sons in any competition you can name. My children are smarter than yours, and they'll beat the shit out of your boys. And I fucking guarantee it. And I'll also guarantee in 20 years from now, you're gonna see the UFC roster, Tate. So you can hate me all you want. But when the results are world champions, when the results are endlessly influential males, which continue to fight the matrix as I grow old, it doesn't matter what you say. What matters is the end result. And my children are being bred for war. My sons don't do what your sons do, Mr. Pastor. My sons don't scroll YouTube aimlessly. My sons don't go to school and be programmed with garbage. My sons spend 12 hours a day, every day, preparing for their future life, which is going to be similar to mine. Nothing but heartache and stress and war. My sons are ready to go to jail now at 5.
Let's not put the 5-year-old in jail, Tate.
They're ready at 5.
Shit.
At 5, they're like, yes, sir. If they say I have to go, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My children, I can say to my sons, sit down. And I can tell them to sit down in quiet, without an iPad, without a TV, and they will sit still for 5 straight hours and just sit there. Because I told them to. They understand. This is my world, and you're being raised in it. I watch other children without an iPad, they're throwing a fit, won't eat their food, this garbage. All these people want to accuse me of being a bad parent. Look at your fucking kids. My kids are quiet on planes. My kids are in a row. My kids are saying yes, sir, no, sir. My kids are quiet on command. My kids don't need entertainment. My kids are perfect. And I'm not just saying that as a father. I guarantee you, when you next see me and my children, you're gonna be like, he wasn't lying. My kids are soldiers. So don't worry about my children. Worry about yours. And if you really believe that I'm a bad parent and you're better than me, I'll tell you what, your son and my son can meet in the cage. What was that?
5-year-old kids in the cage?
5, 10, 15, 20, 60, doesn't matter. You tell me when your kid is ready and my kid will beat the shit out of yours. And I'll beat the shit out of you.
Would you?
Anytime, any place. Father, son, Royal Rumble, Cole Dana.
That'd be ridiculous.
Anytime, any place. Father, son,
Let's go.
Cole Dana.
Hulk Hogan.
I will get that pastor by his neck. And I will show him. I will show him a man. I will get that pastor by his neck and finish him. And my son will do the same to his offspring.